So I have a long form video on this channel that's entitled "They Got Me into College and They Introduced Me to a US Congressman." In that video, I talked about how when I moved back to South Florida, I started hanging out again in an environment that was the elites. And I talked a lot about in that video how this group of people, particular people, have found me very unusual and interesting, and they took an unusual interest in me, and a lot of strange things started happening, and you'd have to go watch that video. But this was a time period during the recession, and I was having difficulty getting into college. A lot of students were not applying or going other states because they wanted to keep it as cheap as possible, so a lot of them ended up going to FIU with higher grades and things than me, with scores. And I got rejected from FIU. And then I went and told one of those elites, very well-known people in this community, that I was thinking of going back to Colorado, where, because I had gone to a high school there, I had to be admitted to CU Boulder as part of the matriculation agreement. And when they found out, I think, that I was going to leave, all of a sudden something strange happened. Maybe 48 hours or so later, I got an email from FIU saying I was admitted from rejected. And I remember I went up to that person that I was very well known in this community here in South Florida. And I said to them, "Did you get me into school?" I think they said something like learn not to ask questions. I think to this day they had an interest in me. They thought I maybe was interesting, maybe for a family member or something like that, or maybe, when he was the right age. There was a lot of rumors circulating in the community as to why they found me so interesting. Things were happening, I would be at an event and basically a US Congressman said hello to me because he heard that I was well known, or this family knew me. Again, you'll have to go watch the video to see in detail a little bit more information. They kind of changed the trajectory of my life. In reality, I should have gone back to Colorado and gone to CU Boulder. I can't undo the past. I learned a lot from that experience of everything I didn't want to be. But to them, who I'm sure they're watching, I say, I'm not sorry I couldn't be what you wanted me to be. You knew back then that I was too rambunctious. I had a fiery spirit to me. I never quite understood that. But in reality, I ended up exactly how I was supposed to be. I ended up Nicole Approves. I have a big mouth. I love who I am, and I love my voice.